What's going on, guys? So we have the utility trailer back in the shop, and this is not my utility trailer. So if you've missed the last few videos where we've featured this trailer, which is a gentleman who has his own startup lawn care and landscaping business, and he has been dealing with some trailer issues. Not specifically like major mechanical issues, but just being able to utilize it to its full potential. He has a Ford Expedition that he puts all of the equipment in the back, essentially, except for the zero turn that he has. And the problem with that is he ends up loading his vehicle up that he then has to take home and unload so he can take his family out. With this, we've been able to add all sorts of really cool features to this really small carry-on trailer that he has, that he got for a really good price, and he's out there hustling, getting his business going and helping folks with their lawns, and I wanted to do everything I could to get this guy kicked off and running. So let's talk about what we've done and what we still have yet to do, because we got a ton of stuff over there that will all end up on this trailer by the end of this video. Hang tight, I'll be right back. All right, so we have the shop loaded up with stuff, and we've done a ton of stuff to this trailer. You can see some accessories that will be going on the trailer right here. We have repainted any areas that just looked kind of old and dingy or peeling. So he got some really nice black spray paint put over areas. We have these really cool trimmer RackEm holder racks that go on the side. You've probably seen these on a lot of utility trailers before. They hold the weed eaters, so he can already put those in place. We put that on the last install. We upgraded to some new aluminum wheels. These happen to be an extra set that I already had, so I just donated those to the cause. We put the ETrack railings on here, 4 8-foot strips of ETrack. He has some ETrack straps as well. Coming around, we fixed some wiring issues because the wire was chafing right there and it caused his back taillight to no longer function. So we fixed that after I had replaced the taillights. So he's got new LED taillights, courtesy of the folks at eTrailer.com, who also supplied the RackEm equipment, as well as, what else did they do? The ETrack, pretty much everything on here at this point. Oh, and the cooler holder. So I have my Igloo cooler right here, and we put it in place right here to see how well this would work. So now he has the ability to put a Igloo cooler on the front of his trailer, and we're going to be doing a few more things today. So we have a table full of stuff that'll be going on the trailer as well. Some things from a security perspective, some things from an equipment handling perspective. But yeah, he's going to be able to do a lot here. We're going to change out his 4-way plug to a 7-way plug. Now, there are cables here that won't be used, and we'll tape them off, but it's going to make it a little bit easier for him to make a connection to his truck, because the 4-way connection that he has is just kind of flimsy and it's not really great. So we'll be upgrading that. Next to us, we have a big one. So all of his equipment is electric. He uses all electric string trimmers. His zero turn is electric. It's all Ego equipment. And that sometimes can be a bit of a hindrance, because if you're out mowing lawns and your batteries die and you don't have a means of charging them, well, it's not like a gas mower where you can just run down to a gas station and add more fuel to get your mowers up and running again. So this right here is courtesy from the folks over at eTrailer and Furman, and they have provided this 0E portable power station with additional add-on battery. And this is going to give him a tremendous amount of power. It's going to give him about 2,080 watt-hours worth of power storage, which means even with the largest batteries he has, he'll be able to charge them multiple times. That is really cool. He has a mixture of batteries though, so more likely he's going to be able to charge all of his batteries as much as he needs to get through a typical day. And this is going to make him more profitable, because it allows him to expand his services so he can be sure to hit as many lawns as possible in a day, because in lawn care landscaping, you all know, well, if you are in lawn care and landscaping, it's how many jobs you can fit into a day and how close you can get those jobs together. Because anytime you're running around trying to get fuel, trying to get equipment, trying to chase work down that's really far away, you're losing profit. So this is one of those areas that could help him tremendously. I'm really excited to get a spare tire on here, because that could be one of those things that could keep you stranded if you have a problem with the tire, and we're going to get a spare. And we have this really cool product from eTrailer right there, which we'll install, and it's specifically designed to mount a spare tire onto the angle iron of a utility trailer. So if you have a round tube for the rail around your trailer, this probably won't work. But if you have an angle iron like he does here, ETrailer specifically designed a bracket that is used to mount a spare tire to that. So we're going to get that installed and everything else. Okay, so the location that Dave wanted to put his spare is slightly forward of the driver's side tire because it'll sit right here underneath where one of his string trimmers would go right here, and it should be out of the way. So we're going to try it here. The cool thing about this is it is super easy to move this around. Basically, you have this piece of the bracket which goes on the inner side of the frame, and then you have this piece right here that also has the connection for your tire, which goes on the outer side, slides in. You have these grooves right here to account for different types of frame thicknesses for this channel. And then you have this little jam nut that is going to have a little washer. It's a really thick washer, actually, and it pinches the assembly up against the side of the trailer right here. So it's really secured in two different areas. One, the clamping force when you tighten this bolt is going to pull this up against the rail, so it's going to secure it up here, and it's also secured down here with that washer that's squeezing it up against the rail. So very cool idea that they had with this, and this is going to work real well. And again, to move it, it's simply loosening the bolt back here, and it's loosening this right here, taking the assembly off and putting it really anywhere else you want. The reason why it's not going on the front of the trailer is because we're actually going to be putting a toolbox on the front that hasn't come in yet. So we're going to get this piece tightened in place. We'll go grab the spare, throw it on, and see what it looks like. But another project we're also going to be doing today is getting these new fenders put on. Again, courtesy of the folks over at eTrailer.com. We might have to modify these slightly. These are bolt-on, but you can see there are these large pieces of angle iron right here that are going to block it. So whenever we get this factory steel fender off and we put these really nice aerodynamic curved fenders on, we may have to notch out the corners of this so we can get it around there. Okay, so I lied. I went ahead and moved the spare tire over to the passenger side. You can see it pretty much is almost in line with the tire that's there. You can definitely put a thicker tire on it. This is actually the original wheel and tire that came off of the caravan trailer when I got it. So it's a 12-inch wheel. It's a little smaller than the tire that was on there, but it is perfect for a spare. It's a bias ply tire, which means for me, it's not a tire I would leave on the trailer as like a permanent running tire, even though they are the stock tires that came on my caravan trailer. But this is going to be great for a spare. And because, you know, no one wants to look at a steel wheel when you have really nice aluminum ones, I ordered him a black spare tire cover, PVC spare tire cover, so he will have the ability to kind of keep that covered up and concealed when he's not using it. So that was really cool, and this was the simplest install I think I've done in the last year. Super, super simple, especially if you have an angle iron side rail to your trailer. Okay, so we've made some progress. We have the string holder, so this is essentially set up so he can put a spool of weed eater string right here and just spool from it. And I mounted it right here in front of where the string trimmers actually mount. That way, when he has the actual head of the string trimmer in here, he can literally loop into it and cut his wire where he needs, and he'll be good to go. It has this piece right here that the string actually goes through, and it gives you this cool little area at the end that you can use to prevent the string from just unspooling when you're traveling and to cut the string. So that is really, really cool. Again, another accessory from RackEm, courtesy of the folks over at eTrailer.com, which carry pretty much all of the RackEm accessories and upfitting capabilities to upfit your own trailer. Right here is actually designed to be able to carry his blower bag. So the blower handle mounts right here. This flips down to secure it. There's a hole up here so you can put a padlock through there, as are there holes similarly on both of the string trimmer upright racks right there. This cradles the bottom of it, and you have a spot for the actual arm loops to connect it right here, and you can put a bungee cord around it to keep it from flopping around while you are driving down the road. So that is really cool. The unfortunate reality of the fenders was that I don't know of any really creative way of putting the plastic fenders on. They don't bolt on the same way that these do, and they just don't fit, to be honest with you. So I'll probably have to come up with a bracket or a mounting mechanism to make them fit, because I do think they look a lot better but I didn't want to, you know, put half effort into it in this video. So I just wanted to get everything else kind of in place. I could probably spend all day trying to figure out how I'm going to actually make them fit there. And they're not as simple as just bolting on, because you need to have brackets in the right place to be able to actually run a bolt through, which currently I don't have brackets in any of those places. So we're still working on that. The big task right now is to rewire the 4-way connector into this 7-way plug that I got. So again, courtesy of eTrailer.com, this is a great upgrade to do on your own, and it's actually really affordable too. You don't spend a lot of money on these little parts. And what I need to do is I need to tap into the wires that go back to the lights, and what's going to help me do that is this really cool TEDS Pro trailer electric diagnostic system. So I'll have the ability to plug the 4-way existing cable right here into this plug connection, like so. I can turn the kit on. This battery's dead. I got to grab a new battery. But once the kit's on, I'll have the ability to test all of my lights and make sure that what I'm connecting is correct, because I don't need to use a few of the wires coming from the aftermarket 7-way plug, because this doesn't have trailer brakes or reverse lights or a constant 12-volt feed, because there's no brakes on this specific trailer. So some of the wires we won't use, but this will again give me the capability of testing everything to make sure that everything is going to be wired up correctly when we are done. Okay, so I just completed cutting the old 4-way harness free and wiring the new harness, and this was a pretty interesting game of trace the color codes, because the wires here were close but not exactly the same as the wires coming in from the new 7-way harness. So we have 3 wires which aren't going to be used, hence the 5, 6, and 7 of the 7-way harness, and we have 4 that are used. I had to tie the grounds together, and then I tied the both your parking light wires together, because those go to both lights, and then you separate your turn signals right here. And what I'm able to do with my tester right here is actually test each circuit. I can use my multimeter right here for a ground. I can even supply 12 volt if I need to, but I can put my running lights on, and I already know that they work. Side light should be on. I already went to the back and saw those. Actually, I've tested them all. I can do brakes. You should see the reflection kick on right there. Left turn signal, right turn signal, and we don't have any reverse lights, so that's not going to do anything. So we are now wired up. I'm going to get this taped up, loomed up, and then attached to the actual frame, and we will cut the old zip ties and get rid of the old 4-way harness right here. Okay, so before we wrap up, I'm going to walk through what we have done to this absolutely awesome and highly modified carry-on trailer. So the before pictures of this show a trailer that you could probably go to Lowe's or Home Depot or a number of other places and just pick up as a stock kind of run-of-the-mill, who really cares about it, it'll get the job done kind of trailer. Now you're looking at a trailer that has significant modifications to it and more coming. So let's go over everything, what we did today, but keep in mind, the vast majority of everything you're looking at was provided by my channel sponsor, eTrailer.com, in support of this build and this really good opportunity for this lawn and landscape owner. So first of all, again, wheels and tires. Check it out. We have much, much nicer aluminum wheels and tires on this trailer. We have completely stained the trailer black, and it looks absolutely awesome. I painted the inside of the gate. The outside of the gate was also painted as well. We replaced both taillights with brand new trailer lights from the folks at eTrailer. We also added a spare tire and a spare tire holder from the folks at eTrailer. Now I'm going to use a bungee cord, or we might have to get a slightly smaller cover, because this cover is actually designed for this size tire, and this tire is about an inch shorter. So yeah, we might need to get a different one, but this one will work for now. We put these really cool accessories from the folks over at RackEm on. So now we have the ability for him to put his blower, backpack blower on here, lock it in place, and his string trimmers in here, lock those in place, as well as his spool of string, which is absolutely needed for folks who are doing lawn care and landscaping. On this side, we have a cooler holder, an igloo cooler holder from the folks over at RackEm as well. It clamps in place, and you can actually use bungee cords to also secure it in place. So that is absolutely awesome. We replaced the 7-way connector up front. Actually, we put a 7-way connector on. It had a 4-way connector on here. We replaced it with a much nicer 7-way connector. We fixed a few minor wiring issues with the trailer as well. We have ETrack that's now been installed, and he also has eTrailer branded straps that plug into the ETrack system as well. He has his old 4-way cable right there, which I'll give him so he can have that in case for some reason he needs to go back to that. But yeah, we've done a lot of really significant upgrades to this trailer. It looks completely different. I mean, this trailer, you would never be able to tell is the same trailer that started its kind of transformation here at the shop. We have a big upgrade coming up, but I did want to go over one thing that we will be including as part of this. Now, I know I said one thing, but I actually mean several things. So we're going to have this Trimax key-to-like tow kit with a bag for him to get completely secure. It's going to include this really nice trailer coupler lock, which is awesome. Basically, it clamps down on top. These are all keyed the same, again, which is going to make it really convenient. Right here, we have a coupler lock, which will be able to lock the coupler so somebody can't pull it off of the ball of his truck, or they can't put it on a ball without this being unlocked. And then we also have a receiver lock, which came with 2 different size pins. So you have the longer pin for trucks that might have like a 2.5 or 3-inch receiver, and then you have the shorter pin for trucks that have a 2-inch receiver, which is what he's going to end up using. It even has a sleeve to make that slightly larger diameter for a slightly larger receiver. Now, he could just use this, which is probably what he'll do, but all of these are keyed the same now, so he can literally just use one set of keys and keep keys in different areas that he might need them to make all of this work. And I already mentioned the fact that this will also be something that we give him as well. So he's going to have the ability to keep all of his electronics and batteries charged. So he will now have the ability to tackle more jobs because he'll have the ability to have onboard power that he can utilize to charge his batteries and all the stuff that he needs to keep his electric lawn care business running. So he's going to have 2 battery systems, essentially the main portable power station along with an additional battery pack that again will give him a tremendous amount of power that he can take with him and keep his systems up and running so he can mow more lawns and make more money, which is absolutely phenomenal. So there's a lot of really good stuff going on here, and we are almost done with this build. Really, the last couple steps are going to be to get the toolbox installed once it arrives, and then demonstrate how this thing looks fully equipped, completely set up, and ready to go for his lawn care and landscape business. Anyways, drop a comment below. I would love to know what you think. And you can see my trailer way over there. That's my caravan trailer that went through kind of a similar type of renovation and upgrade process. Not to the extent of this one, because we don't use that one specifically for like string trimmers and all that. It's pretty much used to shuttle stuff around the property. This one, on the other hand, is going to be used to help a gentleman run his business and hopefully help make him more money, help him grow his business. Everyone knows when you see a really nicely equipped lawn and landscape trailer behind a vehicle, you tend to think they're a bit more reputable, and I think this will help him accomplish that goal as well. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video so far. Absolutely love helping this gentleman out. Very deserving, and at the same time a very hard worker. You always love to do projects for people who you know appreciate the stuff that you're actually, you know, helping them with, and I think he absolutely is going to get a lot of use out of this. Again, the toolbox will go up front. I really can't think of anything else. If you can come up with some ideas, let me know. I mean, maybe a ladder rack on this side, something that can help him from a maybe more diversified job type role where he can do more things, but I'd love to hear from you all. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.